golfers, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to talk about a common iron issue I see on a regular basis, and it's also plaguing your ability to make ball turf contact. So if you stumbled across my channel for the first time, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. The more likes the video gets, the more golfers I can help in the long run. So one of the biggest things that I do see on a regular basis is a lot of golfers will set up with their hands on the golf club, and what tends to happen is this left hand grip gets a little bit too weak. So if you think about where your left thumb is located on the club, the left thumb gets a little bit too much down the left hand side of the club. As you can see from there, thumb favours the left hand side of the grip. I've got a significant gap between my fingernails and also the palm of my hand. The club generally sits in the palm of the hand. And what you'll start to see from there is my fingernails are going to point up towards the sky, my left hand's a little bit underneath the golf club. We place our right hand on the club, so the right hand just pretty much covers the left hand. And then what we see from here is a couple of issues. Issue number one, the club face gets in a really open position going back. And issue number two, coming down, that causes us to early extend, causes us to create a steep downswing path, and also to really release the club early in order to close that club face. So the biggest thing you need to understand and educate yourself is getting the position of the club face in a much more adequate position that's going to help you generate a little bit more success. When the left hand gets a little bit too weak, what you start to see from there is my hands get a little bit high at address, the grip's too much in the palm of the hand, my hands are a little bit too much in an ulnar-deviated position set up to the golf ball, my forearms are aligned to the left, my left shoulder is more open compared to my right shoulder. Then as I place my right hand on the golf club, my chest is systematically already open relative to the target that I'm trying to hit towards. As soon as I place my right hand on the club, I'm having to stretch my right hand over to reach my left hand. My right arm's a little bit too straight, and as you can see from there, my right elbow should be pointing towards my right hand. That's a good baseline. What happens from there, if I set my right arm in position where my right elbow is located to my right hip, as soon as I stretch my right hand on the golf club, you'll start to see that this right shoulder internally rotates. So that right shoulder actually gets a little bit closer to the ground, it's too much to the front of my left shoulder, so my shoulders start to open. Right hand stretches to meet left hand, right arm's a little bit too straight, address club back. That's going to encourage the club face to really open abruptly in the back. So as I start to work the club back, my left wrist is going to go towards the sky, my right elbow is going to lose its connection with the ground. So left elbow elevates, back and left wrist goes towards the sky, right palm goes towards the sky, and you get the club face in a really open position. So that left wrist gets cupped, the club face gets really open, and the early extension comes into the equation as we get to the top of the backswing. If we come down into the impact position, club face is open, shaft gets really steep. For us to rescue the situation, for us to improve our impact position, we have to start elevating our chest towards the sky, we have to feel like our belt buckle elevates towards the sky, and everything starts to straighten before impact. So early extension is replaced by rotation. If we keep rotating, coming down and down, we're just going to plough the club straight into the ground. So then our body tells us, for us to improve our impact position, we have to start early extending. Early extension is a benefit that's going to help you improve your impact position. So early extension is a symptom of a root cause. If you get to the top of the backswing, club face gets open, left wrist gets really cuppy, that is a recipe for disaster. Shaft steepens coming down. The only way for me to get the club to the golf ball and avoid the collision with the ground, the club head, I have to really thrust my pelvis up towards the sky, my legs start to straighten, upper body hangs back at impact to enable us to try and to avoid contact with the ground. So the first thing you need to establish is what is the root cause of the problem. The root cause of the problem is the club face. The root cause of the problem causing us to get steep and early extending is the club face being really open. So we need to get this club face a bit squarer position, that would be really open, poker straight towards the sky, that would be relatively close where the toe is slightly lower than the heel, and that would be relatively square with the toe of the clubs towards the sky. So it's finding the middle ground is suited to you. The first thing you need to establish is getting the grip in a more suitable position. So left hand, instead of your thumb being straight down the left hand side of the club, we want to feel like we take our left hand and twist it more on top of the club. So if you grip the club really weakly, what you'll find from here is your forearms are a little bit too much rotated to the left at address. So if you think about driving, if we grip the club in a weak position, we are turning our steering wheel too much to the left. So our forearms aim left, the grip gets really weak, and that internally rotates our right shoulder in the downswing. So if you're this golfer, what I want you to feel like we're doing, we're not twisting the steering wheel to the left, we're just taking our hands, we feel like we twist the steering wheel more to the right. How does that look? You're going to put your left hand on the club, so you twist the steering wheel to the right. As you can see from there, if I was to get this imagine golf club, the left hand has got 2 or 3 knuckles in the left hand, the right hand sits a little bit more underneath the grip, and that's going to help my right arm function. Instead of placing the club in front of you and just placing your left hand on the club, you're physically going to lift the club up in front of you, so you're going to place your right hand down on the graphic of the shaft. You're going to feel like the club face is nice and square in front of you, so you're going to be really precise here as to how you put your left hand on the club. So place the club in front of you, you're not just placing the club in front of you and gripping the club. When I do that, the club sits really high in the palm, the hands get really high at rest, and we get too much ulnar deviation and the thumbs are too much down towards the ground. That reduces their ability to hinge the club up properly and also allow the right arm to fold correctly in the back. Remember, this is different for every golfer, so if you get the club face really open, you want to be a little bit stronger at rest. That's going to help strengthen that club face. So a couple of knuckles on the left hand, that V-shape point in conjunction with just halfway between your right shoulder blade and your neck, that's a good reference point. Place your right hand on the club. So the heel pad of your right hand should sit on top, so making sure that club face is square. Then we want to grip the club, making sure you've got 2 or 3 knuckles in that left hand, that V should point in conjunction halfway between right shoulder and your neck. Place your right hand on the club, so right hand should sit on top of left hand. The heel pad of your right hand should just cover your left thumb. That's going to get the forearms a little bit square, it's going to get the shoulders a little bit square, and that's going to feel like you can establish a little bit more pressure on the last 3 fingers in your left hand. From there, and you're just going to let the grip sit back into your right forefinger. As soon as the right palm goes towards the sky, club face gets really open, and then what we're going to do from there to square that club face up, if I come down into impact, if I had shaft lean, the club face is going to be orientated so far to the right. So what we need to do, if you're this golfer, we then have to square the club face up, release the club early, right arm straightens a little bit too abruptly, and then from there, grip end of the club goes back, the club head overtakes the hands up the back, right palm orientates a little bit more down towards the ground. Checkpoint 1 is making sure the shaft is parallel with your feet line, making sure that the club face matches the angle of your spine. So working on back, right palm more towards the ground. P2, right palm towards the ground. Top of the backswing, so P4, right palm towards the sky. Coming back into impact, right palm towards the ground. As soon as that right palm goes towards the ground, that's going to help the knuckles of the left hand turn down towards the ground. So right palm towards the ground, that's going to help the knuckles in the left wrist rotate down towards the ground, and that's going to help us create this position that everyone wants to achieve, everyone strives to achieve, of getting the hands a little bit more ahead at impact. Get to P4 at the top of the backswing, feel like your right palm still stays towards the sky. That's a great feeling. It's going to help flatten out that left wrist, if not create a slight bone to flex position, which is going to automatically strengthen that face. Hand towards ground, knuckles on the left hand turn down towards the ground, and that's going to enable me to take ball, turf, contact that everyone wants to achieve. Palm towards the ground, right palm towards the sky. Then as we come back into impact, where people struggle with this position, the grip end goes back, top head overtakes hands, weight stays on the right foot. So if you're this golfer, just come back into impact. We're going to get the club adjacent to where your right hip is. So right palm in this position should be a little bit more down towards the ground. As soon as the right palm gets down towards the ground, that's going to enable the knuckles on the left hand to start rotating down towards the ground. What you start to see from there, that's going to help us create a little bit more of a deal off the action coming to impact. It's going to create a little bit more ball tough contact because we're creating a little bit more shaft lean, and that's going to translate into a little bit more compression. Right palm down towards the ground, knuckles on the left hand turn down towards the ground. We're going to try and get right knee, right hip and right shoulder past the golf ball. So that's a good feel. So right knee, right hip and right shoulder past the golf ball. That feeling is automatically going to allow me to get everything onto my left side of impact, so all my weight's going to start to transfer in to the left side. Impact, chest is going to face the target. Right knee, right hip and right shoulder working past the golf ball. That's going to help me get the chest over my left foot, and it's also going to enable me to transfer more weight into the left side if you struggle with contact issues. The club face in a better position to start off with, don't get really open, make sure it's a little closed. Right palm to the sky at the top of the back, so right palm towards ground, and then transfer all your weight into your left side. If you have any questions or any thoughts regarding the video, please feel free to comment below with anything you'd like to see on the channel in future weeks. If not, please feel free to comment below with your golfing goals in 2024. Please like and subscribe to the channel.